Welcome back to the Keboola Getting Started tutorial series. So far, we've covered how to load data into Keboola using various methods, create transformations to manipulate data, export into external destinations, and automate workflows. This time, we will first build a new production branch. Then we will show you how to work with development branches, merge them into production, and at the end of the video, we will summarize some best practices before you start using them. To build a production pipeline, we'll set up a new HTTP extractor to download a CSV file from an HTTP source. Begin by navigating to the Components section, click Add New Component, and search for HTTP. This component allows you to fetch data from web-based sources and load it into Keboola storage. Add a new component configuration, then click Connect to My Data and name your configuration appropriately. For this tutorial, we're working with Bitcoin price data, so name the configuration Bitcoin prices and add a relevant description. This setup helps in identifying and managing your data sources. Next, enter the configuration details. You can find all the necessary settings in our help documentation at help.keboola.com under the Getting Started section, Chapter 6, titled Development Branches. This chapter provides all the necessary details to follow along with this tutorial. Now, let us set the base URL to the appropriate web address where the CSV file is located. This URL directs the extractor to the source of the data. After saving the base configuration, add a new row to specify the data file path. Name this row Bitcoin price and enter the full path to the CSV file. The table name will be automatically filled based on the configuration name, but you can modify it if needed. Once the configuration is set, run the connector to fetch the data into Keboola storage. After a successful run, navigate to the Jobs section to view the job log and confirm that the data has been loaded correctly. Then, check the Storage section to see the new bucket and table named Bitcoin Price. With the data in place, we'll create a simple transformation to process it. Go to the Transformations section, click Create Transformation, and choose Snowflake SQL Transformation. Name this transformation Bitcoin Analysis and add it to a folder such as Bitcoin for Better Organization. Configure the table input mapping by selecting the Bitcoin price table. This setup specifies which data the transformation will work with. For the output mapping, create a new table named Top Prices, where the transformation results will be stored. Enter the SQL query for the transformation, which will analyze the data to find the highest Bitcoin prices. This query might look like selecting the top 5 highest prices from the Bitcoin price table. After entering the query, run the transformation to process the data. Now let's explore development branches, which allow you to make and test changes in an isolated environment. Development branches are crucial for experimenting and refining your data pipelines without impacting production. To create a new development branch, navigate to the Branches section and click Create New Branch. Name it something descriptive, like Sample Branch. This action clones your entire project into a separate environment where changes can be made safely. In the development branch, you can modify existing transformations. For example, adjust the Bitcoin Analysis transformation to select the top 10 prices instead of 5. This modification allows you to test changes without affecting the production data. You can also add more data sources in the development branch. For instance, add another row in the HTTP extractor to fetch a different CSV file, such as Bitcoin transactions. This setup demonstrates how to handle multiple data sources within the same pipeline. Besides SQL, you can create Python transformations to work with files. In this case, set up a Python transformation that creates a text file with the message "Hello World." This transformation shows how to work with file input and output mappings in Keboola. Please note, in development branches, outputs are tagged differently to indicate they are not part of the production environment. This tagging helps prevent accidental overwriting of production data. It's crucial to review and manage these outputs carefully. Run the configurations and transformations in the development branch to test your changes. This practice ensures that everything works as expected without any impact on production data. Review the results in the storage section, paying attention to the development branch tags. Once you are satisfied with the changes, you can merge them into production. Navigate to the Branches section, select your development branch, and use the Show Branch Diff feature to review changes. Decide which changes to merge and ensure no conflicts with the current production environment. While working with development and production branches, we have some best practices to recommend for effective management. This includes ensuring clear and standardized naming conventions, regular audits of branch activities, and maintaining a clean separation between development and production environments. Keboola offers extensive capabilities beyond basic transformations and extractions. Explore features like advanced analytics, data governance, and comprehensive documentation to enhance your workflows and data strategies. You can find more details on these topics in our documentation at help.keboola.com. When working with development branches, avoid manipulating production tables directly. Changes should be confined to the development environment to prevent unintended data loss or corruption. Always double-check configurations before merging. You've now mastered using development branches in Keboola to safely develop and test changes before deploying them to production. This approach enhances your ability to manage data workflows efficiently and securely. Thank you for joining us in this comprehensive tutorial series. We encourage you to explore Keboola's full range of features and continue learning through the Keboola Academy, hosted at academy.keboola.com. Stay tuned for more tutorials and updates to help you get the most out of the Keboola platform.